Alright, well, we're pretty much down. I'm going to turn my camera sideways. We're down to the valve train. This is the exhaust. Look at that. It moves, wiggles. It's got a little, let's go around here to the other side. It's got a little plate underneath it. I'm guessing that's going to connect to the intake shaft somewhere. But inside this housing are lifters, hydraulic lifters, and this is what they look like. They're inside the intake shaft as well. These aren't really moving at all. They're supposed to squeeze, so this isn't squeezing like at all. You can't even get that to shut down or anything. And they're covered in oil, which that's okay. They're kind of supposed to be. This is the inside of one. This one broke. So they're really deteriorated. I'm probably going to replace these just to have done the job. This is where the intake shafts go. So I'm going to set that back on top of that here in the next part of this video. But I'm going to replace it on both sides just to be complete about our job. And next step is I got to go get myself a lower timing cover for way down there. So I'm working on that. I did want to show you the way that you can get these out is you'll flip these little arms up. You'll flip up and down. You take like a knife like this, you get it right up there to that edge, and you just pull down. Let me see if I can do it on this one right here to demonstrate. Well, I got two or one hand here. Oh no, that one's already out. This one's out. This one's not out. See if I can get it out of there. See that sliding out? Hold on. Pull them on out. Oh, well, he fell, so that's okay. This one just came right out. There it is. I wanted to give y'all an update. I have to take the exhaust rocker out because this little lifter down there won't come out, and you can see I've scratched it up quite a bit, so I'm going to pull this whole shaft out. I've unbolted all these bolts, the little hex bolts, and you have to remember there's a bracket that comes out in between every other one, so keep those. There's my new lifter right here. See him? He squeezes perfect. He squeezes the right way, so that's good. Now we'll resurrect the shaft out of here. There it goes. And I'll pull that thing out and we're gonna fix that. That's an exhaust shaft. Cool, ain't it? Alright, well, I've got all new hydraulic lifters in there. We're gonna reinstall that right now. Pardon my fingers, but got that back in. I'm gonna get the intake shaft put back in. And we're already in the series of these videos where we're rebuilding everything, if I can speak English today. So what I've done now is I've cleaned this part of the surface off. There's still a little bit of stuff left. It's mostly just like staining. And cleaned, sorry, a lot of shine back there. Cleaned all that down there, and I pointed the little rollers, made sure they're all like even and pointed up. Let me tilt the phone this away. Oh, he's not pointed up. There we go. So they're supposed to do like that. See how that exhaust will kind of move back and forth? See that? All these got to point up. You got to make sure they're all lined up, and the exhaust ones are closed back down. And ooh, he's still sticking up. It's ready for a cam. And what I'm going to do is put RTV down there, like right in between these two bolts, like right there on the surface. I'm going to do it on this back end also. And when you take the cams off, you can often see that right underneath here. Like on these, you might have seen like a line right there. That's that RTV that the factory put in. I'm going to clean this up and get rid of that and put a new line there. I haven't cleaned this one yet, but I have cleaned this side. And it's about as clean as I can get it. I used a piece of plastic to scrape some of that black off, but it's kind of hard to get it. But at least you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll just reinstall the cam back in. I put the that nut, as I was describing earlier, kind of up in that position. And I'm sorry that my camera looks a little bit fuzzy. It's probably got motor oil all over it. So I put everything lined back up, and I put RTV underneath there, underneath here. Oh wait, I should have shown y'all, but I just basically put like a thin line underneath this part of the cam holder, and I set that on top of there, and I mean literally everything happened perfectly. I mean these things didn't slide off, which they usually do, and so everything just went back in perfectly. And this is the correct order for the left side of the engine. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Everything looks lined up okay. Like right there. I mean, it's a little bit off. Nope, that's on center. Okay. Well, I'm gonna tap this down with my hammer, and then I'm gonna put the bolts in there. But I'm not gonna tighten it up yet. I'm just gonna put the bolts in there and leave it in. I'm gonna do this other side here in a second. Maybe I'll show you the RTV I put on that side, so that way you can understand what I'm talking about. All right. Well, that's the RTV that I put on there. I'm gonna put that cam back on, put a little oil on it, and keep it lubed up. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, well, I got it in. You see a little bit of RTV kind of peeking out from there. And I might put the bolts on real quick and just not tighten it down, just to have the bolts in. And maybe tomorrow I'll come out here, because I don't have time today, but I might come out here and try to torque it all down. Okay, so yesterday I put red RTV, and you can see it down there on these cams. I read in a forum that's actually not the best. You want to use like a black kind, like this, ultra black. So I'm taking the cams back off, and I'm going to scrape the red, clean it up, and I also want to get down here and actually torque these Allen bolts down correctly, so that way there's no confusion, there's no worry, there's no it getting loose down the road or something popping or breaking. So that's my next task today. Okay, so I got the cams in, I've torqued these down. This was like 13 pounds, and these were like 5.75 pounds, which is a weird number, but it's the number that I calculated in the dang book. I put these plates back on, and well, I'm gonna put it on this side. You can't even see the dang camera, can you? Alright, that's better. Yeah, I'm gonna put that pulley plate back on both sides, and then I'm going to maybe put the sprockets on, the timing sprockets, and we're in the home plate here, and I want to get rid of that. I don't like that. I want to fix him too. Get a bigger one. This one's okay. We can tighten him down, and if I do all that, maybe we can put the valve covers back on. I don't think I will, but we'll see. Okay, so I got both sprockets back in. Let me zoom out so you can, well, let me do this on the side. You can kind of see what it looks like. Oh, yeah, I've got all those rags. I'm going to try to get it from this angle too, because I mean the sun is just crazy bright today. So I got those sprockets back in. And had to tighten the nut, the little bolts that I put this in down, not too much. Yep, there's a torque specification for that nut and that nut, and we'll figure it out how to do that. But the cams are in. I did lose that bolt right there. I lost it somewhere in the engine bay down in there. I have no idea. I'm not gonna put the valve covers on until I get the belts on and do a bunch of other stuff first and figure out where the hell that little bolt went.